afternoon, all. Good afternoon. Welcome to another session. Wherever you are joining us, you are welcome to this question and answer today. Joining us from US, from Canada, from Australia, South Africa, Ukraine, from guys are saying, oh, yes, so you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome from US, London. That's good. You're welcome. All my people in Nigeria, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good afternoon again. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you're coming. Good evening. Yeah, nice one. Quick one. Let somebody pray for us as usual so that we can start up our program for today. Hello, house. Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Let's pray. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir. God bless you all. Yes, as usual, I will encourage us to keep our simple rule. Let us just keep the house silent. You want to discuss with your people, I always say it, just mute yourself so that you won't hear your background and discussion with your family. This is a class that we want to cater this 1 hour and discuss about our investment, how can take a firm decision, also look at our portfolio and do some adjustment. But we're seeing what is happening in the market locally here and globally. We need to take advantage of information and at the same time make sure that we are taking action. Let us know that the difference between you and those that do not attend this class is action. When you take action, the portfolio will breathe out, you can correct some errors, then become a better investor. You need to take advantage of information at any platform so that you can take informed decision at any given time. But before I go into today's discussion, I have a lot for us to discuss. I'm happy that through us here we'll get more discussions for today because the market is the first full trading week for the month of May. And we've seen what has happened just in 5 trading days, despite a little profit taking activities at the second of the week or reverse at the midday. But we really want to understand how we can play the market going to the future, being per-election year, what is happening globally. So people asking me, should I say immediately and book cash? I say, not right, just hold on. Let's see what is going on. Because they are panicking. And that is why I want to ask this question so that I need an answer. Have you ever been trapped in either in a volatile or a bull market or a bear market? If you have ever been trapped in a bull market, bear market, or a volatile market, just give us how you were able to come out of it. And let's see how we can also give you discuss better how to because we want to avoid being trapped in any bull market, any volatility market, or any bear market. That's why this class for today. I want to discuss how to avoid being trapped in a bull market because most times, you enter when the market is about to turn the other way because you didn't check some things, you didn't look at your indicators, you look at your technical analysis. Yes, fundamental, the things are good, earnings are good, people are buying, funds are flowing from one place to the other. The day you are buying, it's supposed by that day, to be trapped, market to start correcting. How to avoid being trapped in a bull market? If you have experienced it, that's why I want to add this question. Have you ever been trapped in a bull market or in a volatile or a bear market? Just give us, if you have experienced it, I want people to share their experience, how they were trapped in either in a bull market, in a bear market, or in a volatile market. Let's just hear from people in the house. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, Ambrose.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
That is good. Okay.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good
afternoon, Ambrose.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, I had that experience, but by then I was working and I did not have the opportunity that I have today and the information that I have today. There were so many stocks that I bought during the bull, pre-2008 and post-2008. And as the price were rising, I was buying. And I think I was trapped. Some of those stocks are still with me till date, and they are recovering. But now, with the information I've acquired, I think I'm a little bit careful. As we have the bull running now, I selectively pick stocks that are undervalued instead of going with the trend, so that I may not be caught trapped in again. So I've had that experience, and as the bull is running now, those stocks are recovering. Those I can offload, I offload them. Those that are yet to recover, I still hold on and hope that I'll be able to offload them.
That's a good one. Okay, I like that. That your knowledge now has improved. That's why I said I want to get something. You have said something that I needed. One, I need more questions in the house. 2 or 3 persons can just explain again. If you have experienced it, if not, you can still talk to people. But if you have experience like what Mr. Kun just explained now, you can see he has an experience, and now you can see that there's difference between now and how you invested, those years. That means we are all learning. I need more, anyone that can. Okay, one hand is up already.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah. Okay.
Ambrose. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Yeah.
Okay. I really want to share my own experience. I think that one happened after the crash in 2008, because that 2008, before the crash, I was almost signing a deal with one of the finance companies. But luckily for me, the deal did not scale through. If not, I would have owed the company, even my money trapped inside the stock. Now, somehow in 2009, there was an issue that happened in 2009. The price of some of the stocks started going up. In my office, I have to speak with somebody, and I have also a friend who was working with the stockbroking firm, and that one said, "Okay, you want to buy?" In fact, I didn't even have an account with them, but I collected loan from somebody at a 5% flat interest rate per month, and put all the money inside, just like the way the bull is going on. And I went, and the mistake I made, number one, I was not knowledgeable. I was among the bad wagger. I was just following the trend.
Yes.
I already put my money inside before I now even called a friend and said, "Come on, this thing is going up. How do you see it?" He said he will not advise me to buy. Already have put down my money, and they have even bought the shares for me. I got stuck inside that shares. In fact, just recently now, I started, some of them have recovered and started selling, trying to sell them. And it's good that one have knowledge about, like now, it's good that you have knowledge about buying stock before you jump into it, or else you get your fingers burnt. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Ambrose. I just also
okay.
want to share my own experience, what we called in the past.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I've also been stocked. This is, again, maybe over 12, 13 years ago. And then what was driving that was, once you see market, then, rallying. I think this will be maybe like 2006 or 2007, when market, was rallying without necessarily digging deep to know what was making the stock rally. You jump into it because you felt it was what was raining then, particularly from the banking exchange that really threw a lot of people, it was more banking recapitalization that threw a lot of people into stock business because of the IPOs and IPOs they were issuing. But the difference now is that one can do his own technical analysis and what's it called, check performance and earnings.
Yes.
And now when a rally is happening, you must know what is supporting that rally. For example, there are some companies that their results are not too good, but they are rallying.
Yes.
And then you know that this one is just a matter of time that bubble will burst.
Yes.
But the ones that the earnings are backing it up, by and large, even if they want to retract, it will just be an element of people taking profit. It will not fall, so deeply. So I think that's one people need to be conscious about, to ensure that whatever that is rallying. For example, you see Okomu is rallying. Okomu is rallying well. Their first quarter earning per share is about 9 point something naira.
9.56. Yeah, correct.
If they hit that kind of thing on a second, whatever, you should know that before the year end, Okomu will get to 300 because their earnings are supporting that. And then my last point is for everybody who is doing stocking business, try to get to a level where you can do what they call a DMA with your stockbroker. That's direct market access. Mean you are the one trading by yourself on the platform. You don't wait for them to give them instructions through email, you know, and all. That is very important.
Yes, I like your
when
say
star
this. Yes.
Comes, if you do not have a direct access, we are waiting for your broker, you know, to execute for you. When market is crashing and you give instruction, they too are brokers. It's the same business they do on a large scale basis. They will be selling their own first before they get to you. But if you have direct market access, you just go to that market access by yourself, and then what's it called? Implement. So those who are not, engage your stockbrokers and tell them you want to have a market direct access. Once this is done, I don't know the year that Starcoms did their what's it called? Did their private placement, whether it was 2004 or 2005. I bought that Starcom placement. It was a huge amount of money. If not that I had a very efficient stockbroking firm that I can have access to. When they had credited my account, I would have been stuck. And I believe that may have been the end of my because that thing crashed and crashed. But before it could even drop for like 5%, I had already exited. I have sold and then I exited. So I think everybody here should try to ensure that they have direct market access themselves and trade. All you just do is you only use your stockbroker's platform, but everything you do it by yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. One hand is up here, Mr. Akindolu Yabi. Akindele, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Yes, I have the experience. When stocks started falling, instead of me to put into practice the idea of this stop loss, which you have made us understand now, I didn't do that. Everything fell to zero. So it was a very bitter experience. But with all the knowledge I've gained now, that can never happen to me again. Yes, thank you for all your efforts, all you have been doing for us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. Yes, we
Hello,
are
Mr.
all
Ambrose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you for this platform that has made us to have a good knowledge of stock market. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Essentially, what they are saying is that what is happening in the market now, is it sustainable? Yes or no, please?
Okay. Then I will answer that question when we answer that question after. I wanted something to guide us so that we know.
Okay, Ambrose, let me give one example.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I borrow money to buy stock, which is a very foolish idea.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I abandoned those people because it was a loan from the bank. So the bank take over the whole thing and I just abandoned them. The other thing is I bought Transcorp. I saw Transcorp falling. I didn't sell. I was buying more. From 5 naira to 4 naira, 4 naira to 3 naira, 3 naira to 2 naira. I was buying. At a particular time, the whole money I had finished. And I'm holding Transcorp, and every day Transcorp is just going down. Do you know that I lose a huge amount of money? Because at the time, no money, I needed money urgently, I just sold all of them like that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, and experience is the best teacher. I'm happy that all of those have know the difference between now and the past. And that is why I tell you that once you have knowledge at your back, you will make informed investment decisions. And that is why we are gathering so that we can share, from each other. And I like the class of people in this class. Every Saturday, we see ideas come from each and every one of us in the house. That is why we can make informed decisions. All the stocks will enter the previous week. You can see that even those in buy and sell signal and those who share here, they are all have given us return that we are smiling. Even the one that are going to wait, like Mr. Raymond said, that there are some companies that you are in position already. You see their price going up because of their fundamentals and technicals are positive. You don't just jump out easily. Even though when market correct, that is a set of stuff that also will lead recovery because they have good fundamental. If you're that kind of stuff, fine. But if you're in the type that they don't have earnings to support their price and they are gaining, even when they are posted loss and they are gaining now, all you do that kind of stuff will take profit as when you. And that's the idea of using your stop loss. When I use it in all my browsers, stop loss is good. It's good for any investment, any assets you are trading. Once you have stop loss, it will always help you to manage your position. At the end of the day, you'll be better off. And that's why knowledge is key in equity investment. And it's good that most of our investors in Nigeria market, that's why we're having traders dominating the market, who have survey and the intelligent investor now that are not pulling bandwagon, only few of them. But I believe that everybody in the market now has knowledge that their brokers are active, like he just said, trading on their own. No, before now, I remember when I was in stocks was dead. Then nothing like buying stock on your own from any platform. You need to call your broker and they execute for you. But today, we do it from even our phone, everything. Tell you that the market becomes transparent and also technology, what we're leveraging on. That means we need to do it better. We can create fortune, we can build our wealth through stock market, if we do it knowledgeably. But don't forget that you can't say you win it all in the equity market. There's a time that you lose, but reduce your losses and let your gain, kind of weight your losses. Once it is done, you are good to go. And I believe those that are joining us in our different master class and all that, I will tell you they have made money. I can remember few calling me even during the week, but all the platform, what we are doing, they are being enriched. I like kind of people, I appreciate them, even though they are not giving us money, but acknowledge that yes, what they are learning here has changed their portfolio and they are moving ahead. That is what we need, so that we encourage us to do more. That is why I always say, share your link to anybody that you know, your family members, let them come. It's all about knowledge. You go back and this market become more attractive. Market is in green today. It's because you and I and our institutional investors are the one playing the market now. If not, it will be another story. Remember 2009, after 2012, when the foreign investors were dominating this market, any small mistake in the economic policy, any decision, you see them running away. And the market that they push up when they come in become what? Bloody, red everywhere. But today, what is happening at mature market, but still our market is stable. People are saying that your market is the best market in the world. What is happening in Nigeria? But because we have a lot of things that is different from what the world have, because we have kind of people that has acts and people that also know what they are doing this market, and it's a good thing for us. And that's why I always any platform I have to advise our regulators, market operators in this forum. Let's do more education to our clients that are in us. Teach them once they have information, they won't leave your house because you're helping them to make money. They're getting information. For that, they will stay put to your company or to your stockbroking firm where you work. Then you can also generate more money. They can even bring more people because they are gaining from you. Let's do education. It's not the work of only the regulator. Everybody should take education serious in this market. We will not engage more people to play this market effectively. Yes, want to start as usual, like want to look at the candlestick for the day and also start on a daily chart. You can see what is displayed now is a daily chart you can see. But there's something that just happened in the last three trading days that I want to draw our attention to it so that we know what we are doing at this hour. This is a daily chart. When you are trading or when you are in the market, look at daily chart, 1 hour chart, also look at what? Weekly chart. Especially if you are a short-term player in the market, your eyes will be on what? On the hourly charts. Why those that are long-term investors can be looking at weekly, monthly, and quarterly chart. But for you that is a weekly trader, a day trader, 1 hour chart and day chart is what you concern yourself with, because it will give you information what is really happening in the market, and that will make you to take decision as at when to. And once that is done, you become a better investor by combining different investment tools, bringing out your fundamental, bringing out your technicals, but looking at also time management, also using dates to invest. Because when you are timing the market, you know exactly what's about to happen. You position ahead of it. You not do mistake. Like remember, I've been saying that on the 11th of May, we expect African results. If you are in Airtel, you are pushing ahead of when it comes. You can see Airtel market are yet to react to it, but I believe the market will catch that stuff. Then when it's close to their qualification, they are not the stuff. Knowing that as we speak now, FS is becoming a thing of more scarce here and things that are really not looking good in that market. Any company in Nigeria that has this dual listing or not dual listing that has market outside Nigeria, that means even though Nigeria is struggling, other countries where they are, they can bring in more profit that will support their bottom line. Then you now use your technical to know exactly when I should buy this stock, why I should buy, and what price I should buy. But when you see that their fundamental is becoming stronger and stronger, looking good, then your technical is exactly when to buy. That's why you don't jump the market when it's about to work. That's why I say, have you ever been trapped in a bull market, a volatile market, or even a bear market? Once you know your technical, you won't be trapped in any of this because you know the right time to take profit and the right time also to accumulate. That's why I say the market has 4 phases. We have the accumulation phase, the markup phase, distribution phase, and a decline phase. Once you know where the market is, you always enjoy it because you know what is happening in the market. As to speak now, our market is still in a strong market phase. But the thing that you see can that this market phase is also slowing down. It's about to enter a strong phase. Like we see now, if you look at this 30 candlestick here, good. These are what we call bullish candles. Bullish candles, I can see 3 of them because they are in green or in blue. They are not in red to show that it's a sell market. This is a buy market. You can see from the chart now. To see this long one, these have taken care of this one. We call it a bullish engulfing candle because taking care of this already. This one tried to come down for kind of resistant decline, and it closed marginally red because of profit taking that day in MTN and the Food. But we saw the next day what happened, that the market rebounds heavily, and look at the candlestick. But what if you know, the market moved ahead down here, but there was the profit taking, it pulled it down marginally. That's why we saw this, we are seeing this week here. Then the second day, market also gained marginally. It went up the same level of 63,663. That was what it tested that same day. It closed positive marginally. But yesterday, market crossed the 53,000 mark, confirmed, and it closed at 2,100, which is good. But what we are seeing here, you can see this level is they are still the same. Until market break out this one 15,100 up, that's why you say market is on what, on another concentration of what, on a markup phase. But here there's a slowdown already. This slowdown, we're waiting to confirm whether we entering into a distribution phase. That's where people are taking profit before it finally mark down. But if it continues uptrend next week, then that the market is still very, very good. At this point, you are seeing this place that market tested it twice. These are called double, almost a triple top now we're seeing here, what we are seeing here. They want to confirm by Monday, if you break out and continue, that is an extension of what we call a with 5 extension. I mean, it's continuing in up direction, which is good for the market. But as you speak now, at this point, what you check your portfolio, those companies that you are making profit, don't need to, what you do, either you take profit slowly if you're in a good company, or if you're in a company that results are not good but they are gradually, take your profit up attractively, then I'll wait to see where the market is going. But if you're in those companies that has fundamental, even that market is trying to adjust here, what we're seeing here, all you don't know, you just pull your position, watch to see the confirmation by next week. But the good thing is that market has crossed 53,000 mark, fine, and confirmed with 100 on top. For me, it's a good one. But we need to see a breakout because I'm seeing that this level is the resistance level for now until we see a confirmed breakout technically. And when you come down here and look at your volume, and you know what we already discussed in this class, you see this stock, this market is going up here, but the volume is declining. Market is going up, volume is declining. On a daily chart, you can see for yourself here. This is the chart for the volume. It sent a signal. It sent a signal because what we call divergence is already showing us sign. But index market is going up, but volume that's in the market was declining. But when market was sharp here, you also can see that yourself that also volume going in that direction up there that supported this steady movement here. This one's here. It's all a volume that, but now the volume that brought there is also declining. You need to watch it. This is on a daily chart. For quick one, I want to look at on a weekly chart to confirm the position before I go to the other, the other charts. If you look at what is happening here already on a weekly chart, market is very, very strong on a weekly chart, I will tell you. That is why I said you must look at these two to balance your position. On a weekly chart, you can see after the market has entered, have suffered from a consolidation or distribution phase. Now this is what we call a distribution phase. It was a markup, but it entered, it was trying to do a decline, but it resisted and continue up. Immediately it crossed this red line, which is the T line. It was entered a decline phase already before market breakout again and crossed the T line up. And now joining on what we call a markup phase. The good thing that you can see this is straight 5 weeks trend, which is good. We also tell you that market has rallied steadily for 5 days. Come back here and see when market break out the same T line, a rally before kind of consolidate before not joining another journey. Come here, the same thing again happen. Also, you can see that market move in steps. You can see that it moved in steps. That means what we are seeing on a daily chart is what we're going to cover. But on a weekly chart, we are seeing that market is very, very strong because we are seeing a strong candlestick that is forward a bull market. That's what I want to show you. And also, if you come down here, you can see that these 2 days, you can see that volume traded also improved. You can see volume here, that's why we need to watch. You can see from volume here improve from here to here that support this 5 days weekly rally. For me, the market is very, very healthy and strong, but we need to confirm our daily chart. That's why if you follow us on the live class, we use 1 hour because we are looking at that day. But now we're looking at the week as a whole. That's why we need to consider both day and the weekly, so that we know exactly what is happening in the market at this moment. You need to understand, once you get it, your decision will be right at any given time. And don't forget that the factors that are driving the market as we speak, they are very, very much intact. And why? As any inflationary environment, stock is another way to hedge against inflation. And in this stock market, any market that we see that we have what we call commodity-backed rally or commodity-backed performance, most of our companies that in back in Nigeria, they have commodity, they have product that is supporting their performance in terms of price and all those activities. But in the mature market, because they are most of tech companies, and those tech companies, they rally easily. And because they are tech companies, nothing is backing up. But who are seeing that the companies here who are trading, they are commodity-backed companies that they have what they are selling. And because they have what they are selling, most of them have successfully increased the price of their products, the price of their commodity, and that's why we are seeing a better earnings. Because that means they stylishly push toward the high cost of their production, even toward to the consumer. And also, the consumers also know that, or the people that has money, that if you keep your money in a inflationary environment, that money on a daily basis is looking value. But we now know, where can I put this money that even as inflation is going up, I'm seeing value appreciation without inflation, and it's what equity will give you. And the earnings that emerged from most of the listed companies, I think that they have what we call it, their earning yields are high. Not only the dividend yield, their earnings yield that says that this earnings is going to support the price going forward and going to the future. And always say in this class that earnings count in any market situation, whether in a bear market or in a boom, earnings count. And you don't invest without earnings. And earnings is what price of equity feed on. Other information assist price to go. But the major thing that moves equity regularly on this quarterly basis is earnings. They feed on company's earnings. And if these earnings are positive, every design investor wants to stay in a company that is doing well. And that is why you see when a company is doing well, you see increased volume, you see increased price, you see increased positive sentiment, because every investor knows that this company is doing well. They want to identify themselves in that company. And also, what the help market again, in advanced markets that opportunity to be there and wants to be able to also interact with them. In a mature market, the market is crashing over there, or let's say sell market now. But there are some also individual companies or sectors that are doing well. We call it a sectoral rotation, or going to a global, we call a strong group of companies that has the defensive nature in terms of their price and also their coding structure. But that I should understand that when you see a consensus coming from a group of analysts or a research company, just like in Nigeria now, we have almost 300 or 200 stockbroking firms. If you as a trader or investor in the market, you call equity security, say you want to buy stock, they give you their stock for the week. Yes, you keep quiet. Those that have buyer signal, or those that are in this class, will say the same talk again. You go to Vertiba, you go to that what we call analyst consensus. When you say this stock is good, and there must be what we call a kind of force that will go to that stock, that will keep that stock up, because they are seeing the same thing, and the company that are saying has potential. That means that kind of stock will continue to want to look up. That's why if you are in this class, when we say go for this, just look at it. And also, if you have it in mind already before you join the class, and I say go and buy it, confirm what you have in mind. You now make move. That's why those investors now, they're always smiling. They call me this one because what we say and go to the market, it happens. It's not that we are magicians, because we use technicals and sentiment. And in this market here, most people in this market before now, or some of them are still depending only on fundamental. I always say that, but fundamental is good for you to know exactly when when a stock is good, or to have your watch list, not to buy, because when the fundamental is coming, it's giving you information for the past. But for you to know exactly what is that, you want to feel the impulse of the market, which your technical will tell you the volume is happening. And that is why in my last discussion, I had one of the fifth station that these earnings, they come in different ways and they drive prices. That is why I would say investing numbers for equity investment are classified into into three categories. One, earnings that manage from the company. These are the first number. One is also we call market earning numbers, which are these volume and these volume and price. These are what generated by the market itself. Why the company earnings are coming from the quoted company itself. They will now have derived earnings. That makes the third one. This derived earnings is when you say price to earnings, book value, because you are relating the price that is on the floor with the earnings of the company to know the value on where you are going. That's why I say this derived earnings is also derived number. It's also very good. But if you know how to use all this together, that's why I said when price is going up, and it's going up, volume is going up, you don't need any magician again that this company is where you should go and pitch your tent, because they are telling you exactly what is happening. But another thing that will make you to become very not successful trader is that you must understand what is your value area. So I already use it in this class. What is your resistance area? What is your support level? Where is the moving average is? Where is the candle? What is candlestick? Is it a reversal candlestick pattern? Is it, and if you know all this, you know exactly when to enter a stock and when to exit. As we speak now, if you are in this market, once it crosses back this red line on a daily, you can see that it has been up. And that is why those that follow me on a daily chart, they what we call T line or trigger line. That trigger line is what I tell you that it's a simple way to buy and sell. If you see line coming below it, instead of your position, especially if you're a trader, when it goes back, you enter again. That means if you see line, you tell you when to go in and out of the market. You don't need to go and do any oracle to consult. No, because you already oracle yourself, because you are seeing the performance, because earnings have told you what has happened. But you want to know the pattern of what is the feeling, what is the impulse, what is the psychology of people that are playing the market. That is what the candlestick, the technical analysis is going to tell you. But you can't get it in fundamental. That's why I said for you to be a successful trader or investor, you must know how to combine what your technical and your fundamental effectively. Not just knowing them, you must know how to use them so that you can be ahead of the market and ahead of others. So that if you are in that position already, when others are coming, you are already in that position. For example, what is happening to WAPCO today? I'm not surprised, and anybody in the class is not surprised. But when WAPCO earlier before now, when we saw the price, we saw something change in WAPCO, volume change, price change, sentiment change, the psychology of investors change. But you can see what is enjoying. Also, that is also happening in what in Okomu. We have not seen the price the earnings of Fresco because they are in the same sector with Okomu. And what is playing out is going to play. That's why you can see. That's why this is time to do of course sectoral rotation and also going into corporate that has what that defensive nature. We call them strong companies group that where they can defend at any given time. When the shareholding structure, the share in issue, their performance can help you that this stock, even when there is a bad situation in the economy, they can still stay stable. We can plan with them. These are stock we should play now. Especially now that market is at this point. To avoid being in a boot trap, what we do, look at target that sectors. We know that yes, you can play defensive with them. Especially as we're looking forward to see the April consumer price index for inflation report by next week. If it comes, it's going to also be a trigger. If it crosses 17, cross the 16, which we know, if we get around 16.2, that will also send a negative sign to those in fixed income market. But for me, it's not enough for the MPC meeting that's coming this month to adjust what rate. Remember that before now, our inflation figure has been as high as 18 before now. Because don't forget that it was in 2020 around September that CBN brought this MPR to 11.5. Since then, even when inflation has gone as high as 18, it didn't touch it. For me, they won't touch it in this. For me, I'm not saying I'm CBN, but from what I'm thinking, they won't touch it this next MPC meeting. But when we cross to the second half of the year, which I've said before now, because of the electionary pressure funds coming to the market, they will see going to see a lot of liquidity in the system. And that also put pressure on inflation. For that, they might try to adjust a little, not the way we are seeing a 50-point adjust in the US. They might do 25 for the first time and what will be impact because our economy is still recovering. Also, to see the GDP for Q1 is a very, very important thing also to guide our investment decision. For me, there's no cause for alarm, but don't be trapped in the market. If you have made profit in the stock, take your profit so that you will remain in the market profitably. But before we go into question and answer, I want to quickly come out with some sectors result I want to just quickly look at together. Just summarize that result, then before we now take questions so that we can share your own view and your own understanding what is happening in the market so that we easily know exactly what we are doing in the market. We don't want to be carried away or be trapped in any position. Here, if you look at these figures here, I want to discuss briefly on the healthcare sector. That's why I brought out these numbers that are from that industry. But I said, as we speak now, we are seeing experiencing the what we call portfolio reshuffling and also sectoral rotation. These are what is going on as we speak in the market now. Like you see that some sectors are getting attraction, while some are not getting. But it tells you that our investors and traders are very savvy at this point. They are intelligent investors. They are moving to see where they can make money, not just where following bad wagon. They have done it before. Now, because they got their finger burnt, all of them have adjusted. That's why I said, when an adult is running and a fall, the adult want to see, is there a hood there? Is there water there? That will follow me. But if a child is running, When it continue, but if you have lost money before, today people are being serious, people are being concerned, they want to lose money again. That's why they are becoming more serious, look for knowledge, look for people that they can also rub their mind with as consultants. Like today, we know number of people that who advise those that also help to to manage their portfolio. Fine, so that you won't do that mistake again, so that you avoid the recording loss as before. That is why I'm happy that most of you that answer a question, you said today I am better. That means that mistake you made before, you're not repeating because you have learned. That is one percent of this class. You can see that this what we call the healthcare sector. This is the numbers from that sector. You can see that there's a improved sentiment or improved buying interest, in this previous week that we are reviewing in this sector. But you say, ask yourself why. There are two things that are there. One, the company performance are very, very impressive. Two of them in that sector. And also, if you look at what we call fundamental news, that fundamental news that is going to impact on every sector in that company, then the ones that are now well managed, well run, will benefit more because they have the style, they have the system already. But there's a news, there's an information, there's an agreement, there's a law, a policy that's going to impact all of them. That is that in that kind of situation, when you see that kind of positive news, don't like what is happening in the oil and gas sector or in energy. So because of oil price, naturally all the companies there are posting good number, and that shows that they are seeing what that increase in price in crude oil is going to happen and going to impact their bottom line at the end of the day. So it is that when there's a positive news, also the same thing is going to happen. See, the life of Wando today is not because of their fundamental, but because of the news of what is happening in the crude oil market. It's also what people are seeing. And that stock fundamentally is okay, but technically it's very strong that you see activities in that stock every day. You saw what happened in Steplat yesterday. It gained almost 9%. It's stock that is selling for 1,200. Today that people are still taking for them, but they see that they can edge against inflation because their earnings going to continue to go up. That at the end of the day, a better number and a better dividend that even outperform even the treasury bill and the bond return. And also we are edging against inflation through this venue, this market, equity market. For that, you can see attraction, funds are going towards one. And also I said before that the PFAs, the big boys, the smart money, they don't just buy to speak now, they are doing due diligence on these numbers, on this Q1. By next week again, they start coming down to particularly when they see the inflation report for the month of April, and also looking to see the GDP for Q1, which number that the manager from quoted companies are giving an insight that are likely to have a positive GDP for Q1. And also, as the World Bank has also kind of said that they kind of do a forecast, a projection that the economy is likely to grow with by 3.4. It's also a project that why it kind of recover because of oil price, and also can see that the government is right there in the economy. Despite we are complaining of wanting on the other security, but we're still seeing that even the forest issue, but we're seeing that the economy is recovering. Companies are posting better numbers because of what companies are able to push their costs, and also those that have done backward integration, they are not using efforts to buy where they are importing inflation again to Nigeria. No, they are looking at what source their raw material. On that, they see, and they put the price because of high cost of inflation and price goes up. You see, they are making money. These are the things that you should look at this hour. That to know the sector that you should identify yourself where you should also build your tent. You look at the healthcare sector, as I've said earlier. You can see the number one here is GSK. GSK is here. You can see their share standing. But I'm concerned with the figures here, the numbers they have posted to see how they have performed. If you look at their top line, which is their gross earning or their revenue, if you want to call it, whatever you call it, you can see their top line is very positive. You can see that they expanded with a growth of 112. Then also they move from a negative position to a positive position. And as I speak now, their EPS for Q1 is relatively low. Despite no low, you can see that their recovery is a good one, 16 kobo, fine. The good one for their P ratio is how you can see there, but the price at this stock as now is 7 naira 90 kobo. You can see the EPS where it is. There's at least first quarter as they improve through the year and their EPS becomes stronger. You know what their P ratio. And look at the yield as we speak now. Their book value is around there. That means at this price, the stock is very priced now. But that tells you that the dividend they are paying also will give us to be a premium. That's most of the stock are selling at the premium. That should also happen in the industry. As you are seeing this stock already at fair value, is the book value as speak now. The price to book is one point, which for me is not a bad one for GSK at this hour or in this first quarter. Let's take it like that. Then their return on equity, only that the profit margin I will tell you is very low. That means at this time we can't say they are making return kind of saving more from their from their revenue, you can see that it's 2.6 is their profit margin. For me, it's not too attractive. But let's see, the most important thing is that they are expanding their sales. You can see that top line. Then the next one is Me and Baker. Me and Baker also, you know that this sector again, with the recent news that we saw that or were made known to the public that Cuba government and Nigeria government are going to vaccine production. It might not have immediate impact now, but that news is a what we call a positive fundamental news for the sector. It's going to rub on all of them there. If actually it commences any moment from now, it's going to trigger on all of them, and that is that it's also what is also supporting what we are seeing. And don't forget that once we see also the Q2 number, there will also be another set of movement in this company, because the numbers always drive investor to sell the company that's not doing well to buy what are doing well. Once they are seeing performance of this company changing, want also attract funds to them. You can see what happened in Me and Baker for Q1. They moved from 2.7 billion to 3.34 billion in 2022 Q1, which is good. They grew their top line with 23.54%. Then, but why their profit after tax, their earnings declined by 21.4. Then we'll see their earnings per share as we speak now is 11 kobo, and you can compare this 11 kobo at the price is selling, and that of also GSK that is selling at that price having 16 kobo. You can also look at your mathematics and see what you can do. Then their PE ratio is 44 compared to 48. You want to look at, I know exactly what PE is almost the same thing, 2.24%. These fees are low, but we don't understand that because of costs involved in this sector's activities, and we know that also they're enjoying the kind of what digit interest in that because of central bank special intervention in the industry, which is good. Also look here, you can go further and see the book value is 4 naira 33 kobo, which is almost the fair value with the price of 505. Then price of book is 1.17, and the profit margin is 5.81, and return on equity as to speak is 2.6. Then you look at the next one there, you can see that this one is the second quarter result for Nimet. You can see that the numbers are not looking too good for Nimet, but we believe that what is happening in the industry will rub on it. You can see that they are posting a negative profit after tax. Negative, that is a loss after tax we're seeing now for the stock. It's not too good, and having a negative 11 kobo. Then you can see they are in red. For the most interesting one here, you can see because naturally this stock has become the leader in terms of the price in the industry, and also in terms of performance. You can see how fixing as a kind of overtook or outrun GSK in this industry. You can see that is why a company that is well run, a company that also is expanding. That is why I see a company that is expanding at any given time, they are planning something. You can see when this company was expanding, they were doing around 2 naira 20 kobo, and they are paying 15 kobo dividend, they are paying 20 kobo dividend. Market were not reckoning with them, but now because they have seen improvement in their last payment from around 25 kobo or 20 kobo to 50 kobo, that changed the pace, and the number even then was very impressive. Their Q1 2022 is also a kind of testament that yes, they are on the right track, and people also want to identify with them. That is why if you see the chart pattern of this stock fixing, that chart pattern for Yocap, chart pattern for Vitafood, chart pattern for Fresco, Okomu. You see when a company is doing well, the chart pattern will tell you can see volume, earnings. That is why I said anytime that investors will look at company earnings, look at the volume, look at the price, where are they going? If you know where they are going, that will go a long way to assist you. You don't need to follow the bandwagon. You look at for Q1 2022 for fixing. This is a number that everybody wants to identify with. They moved from 6.35 billion to 10.24 billion in just one quarter, representing about 61.23%. Also, in that direction again, their profit after moved from 579.55 billion to almost a billion, 1.15 billion for Q1. What happened at the end of the year? Where are they going? This will also give investor an insight. That is why I'm not surprised the price is going up. And also combined with the news of a bonus coming again from this company that is doing well. And the bonus is for me 1 for 10. Even when they give bonus, it can sustain it because the 1 for 10 won't dilute their earnings as much because they are doing well. For me, they talk to that. That is why it has naturally become the leader in the industry with performance and with price. For me, it's a stock to identify with. And don't forget that as far the government and all of us are trying to avoid going abroad for treatment. And if the vaccine production also comment, and you know that it is fixing, and me and Baker that had the capacity to produce vaccine in Nigeria, says that there's in them to speak now. Don't forget that by now, remember about that late last year, you know that the patient already producing some products for GS. Says that fixing had the capacity for production that is expected to drive their earnings into the future. For me, these are the numbers for the healthcare sector. I know that this was going to report on Madeco and all of us. Madeco number is not here. That means we need to target for those companies that are doing well. Once the number is looking up, don't forget that this number is not going to support their price at the end of the day. Once you're able to do that, you understand what is happening, and the thing will flow at that particular time. That means that you are in this class, you are here for knowledge, you have shared this knowledge, go back and look at your portfolio. Those that you need to rejig and put them in the right proportion, just go and do that and make sure that you are in the right stock at the end of the year. Because as these results come every quarter, you're going to have influence on the prices. That's why I said earnings have influence on the price on the short run and the long run. Even the dividend they're going to pay you is going to come from these earnings. That is why a company cannot give what they don't have. If the company posting a negative number, don't expect any dividend from them, or their numbers are declining, they don't have enough earnings, retained earnings, they can't pay you good dividend. But these numbers that are going up, I think that pay are growing, that tells you that there what should be. And I speak back, I can see that everything's happening all over the sector. Banking is a bit quiet now. There's also going to be a time for banking. Some stock are quiet, there's going to be a time for those. So that's why every stock, every sector have their own characteristics, and they move at different times. That's just, don't panic if the sector where your position has not moved. At the time coming like that sector, if a stock that your position has not moved, it will come. So far, you are in the right stock that has all this we are saying. There's strong earnings, there's price are going up, volume is going up, positive sentiment, technicals are good. No, we are seeing a positive chart pattern. You see kind of head and shoulder. We are seeing copper handle. We are seeing different pattern of technicals in this company's chart movement or chart pattern. You are good to go. You are good to go. That's how to invest. Thank you and God bless you all. Let's take the little time to ask questions so that we can to take our stock for the week. When we need question, if you want to add to the market review or the earnings just discussed, you are very free to add to it. Thank you all and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, based on their earnings,
okay,
their profitability, and the dividends they have declared so far, sir, I want you to rationalize the variation in the price of Airtel and MTN. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Airtel and MTN, they are in the same sector, but they have different shareholding structure and they have different dynamics. As I speak today, MTN is MTN Nigeria. That means it's only Nigeria market and Nigeria economy performance will influence MTN performance. It's what we are doing here we refer to. But for Airtel, as we speak, is a dual listing company that operates in almost 12 or 14 countries, even in Africa and outside Africa as we speak. And also it's a dual listing that has listing in London. And that means that those that have Airtel in Nigeria here, they can even couple Airtel in Nigeria and sell in London market. On that variation, the price of Airtel is higher. And also if you look at also what we call their power value or what power value, their market power value. Like today we have most stock on Airtel has about 50 kobo power value. But if you look at that of MTN and Airtel, you can see that they are different. Airtel is about $1 power value, while MTN is just 2 kobo. And they have about almost 20 billion ordinary share. But I think the shareholding structure is also changing gradually in MTN. But the shareholding structure in Airtel has supported Airtel price. And I believe that MTN Nigeria also has potential to rally before the end of the year. This stock, like what I was telling my colleague in the office, that this stock rally to hit 500 before the end of the year, especially when they comment their 5G activities, and also the earnings we are seeing in MTN continue this direction. MTN will come as high as 500 naira, because essentially they are going to digital credit, banking, all this payment banking, all is going to influence on their performance, both performance of MTN and Airtel. For me, that sector, they are into what we call social service. Call communication is key. Whether you are poor or rich, you use for that, they will market for them. If you understand that, for me, don't look at the price differences or the disparity in the price. Look at what will drive this company price. For me, it's time for you to go into MTN. But if you want to use Airtel at defensive stock in your portfolio, nothing stop you. They all have potential to go up. Airtel can still go up, MTN can still go up because they have factors that will drive their price at different times. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, are you okay, sir?
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I want to ask a question. There are recent reports that came that they said African countries are going to experience more of like food crisis as early as June 2022. And African Development Bank is packaging some kind of loan facility. So now the question there is that we are seeing stocks in agricultural sector like Okomo, Presco. What is happening to the area of livestock? Because it's also part of agricultural product. Now the second question is we are all seeing flour mills going up. What is happening to Honeywell? Thank you.
Okay. Let's start from Honeywell. Like, you know, I said it in this class that they calculate their merger or their acquisition as, you know, approved by SEC, all the regulators approve it, and they think they settled it in around the 4 naira 20 kobo, which, you know, from over again, that's going to also be what they're going to pay, buy out the minority shareholder. But it might not be immediately, but we don't know the time. But if it comes, that will be at 420. That is why people are not looking at, okay, if I hold on, see that the people are not jumping in. But for flour mill, yes, they all have a March as their year end. We are looking forward to see flour mill, you know, earnings for earnings for March, which also Honeywell has. But it is this waiting that is waiting. People have seen that before. They are focused that the deal will be done around the 6 naira minimum, but it came to around the 4 naira 20 kobo. This is not our expectation. That's why they say slow down. But still, the price is still oscillating. People are still taking position ahead of that. You know, that 4 naira 20 kobo. They are sure of it. If they can make 15%, that's why we are seeing activities in that stuff. But that is for the for livestock and what you just said about the report about hunger or food scarcity and all those. Then I tell you that each stock in the market has their different time. If this is a positive news for the sector, and also knowing that you know, livestock fits into feeds and other business related you know, in agriculture, I believe that it's going to also trickle down on them. If their number also turn and become, you know, better in Q2 or Q3, numbers will look at. Also, it's resisting to decline because of the bull market. That's why that their number was flat. The price, they will refuse to go below 160. Now, I think it's doing a 1 naira 70 kobo. There is that something also in support of that. Don't be patient if you're in the stock. But if you know that your loss is what you can manage, you can equally sell off livestock now and go to another stock and come back later when you see improved number in livestock. That is how to trade. Especially if you're a trader, you don't attach yourself to a particular stock. Once you hit your stop loss, sell off and come. You know, if you can also manage your loss, stop your loss and move. That's why I said in those companies that has good fundamental, take your profit slowly. But when you see a store that the fundamental is not strong, sell that title and take your profit. But those you see that have potential to rebound, immediately you can win. But those you see sell off and go to other sector that's doing well and come back to that particular company again. That's how to trade. For me, livestock is not a product that you know you want to avoid attracting because since it's not that sector, all that happened they're going to rob all of them. Why Okomo and the Presco are standing is that they are earning FS at the same time they are able to pass their cost to the consumer, and also there is high demand locally and internationally for their products. Okay. You know,
livestock. They asked about livestock too.
Okay, sir. Okay.
I said he asked about livestock relative to agriculture.
Yes, I've explained the livestock that the news.
I just want to comment on Ambrose, on this Honeywell. You know, a lot of reports that we have been seeing.
Yes, sir. Right.
You know, that we have been reading about, even a statement that was credited to the MD of Honeywell Group, the son of Bautude, saying that transaction, you know, was for 80 million. We still do not know what has happened because at 4 naira 20 kobo, at best, the 6-point-something billion shares that represent their 71 or even 76% if you add First Bank shares to it, is about 25 billion.
Yeah.
So what has happened that is making people say it's 80 billion? Is it that there's a special dividend or a special bonus or a premium price or something? You know, you remember when Access Bank acquired Diamond Bank, then they paid everybody 1 naira.
Exactly.
You know, in addition to the price that they use in acquiring.
Yes.
So I don't know if there's any information that can be gotten as to what happened that made this deal being valued at 80 billion. Whereas they're telling us it's 420 kobo that they use in buying the shares. So there's still some information there that, we all can dig out, and anybody who can, have access to such information, might also really help. I also just want to throw a bit of light on the question that was asked about agricultural sector. Sometimes I think it's key that, and this is the improvement that everybody needs as we are all learning and improving on this platform, is to study, for example, the audited account, the year-end audited account of any company, the information that is contained in that thing. If we have time to look at the relevant sections, what you will gain out of it. I know we always complain, oh, this is 100 pages, but probably maybe out of that 100 pages, no more than maybe 20 pages are the ones that are relevant for you to look at. In the agricultural sector, for example, there are times that their earnings is likely driven by increase in price. And then that sector is also a sector that is an oligopoly, few players, Okumu, what's it called, Presco, and probably one or two players. If what is driving it is just price, and that same price increase is not happening in livestock, for example, they are not likely, going to have, what's it called, the corresponding increase.
Yeah.
So for this agricultural sector now that is being looked at, in addition to price increase that has happened, this food scarcity that is said to be within Africa, I mean, oil is still a critical component of food, so it means higher sales for them. This lack of exports that the biggest manufacturing or producing country is not doing is going to help them. So all these are all informations, that will help. And then the share ownership structure. Share ownership structure. For example, somebody asked about Airtel and MTN. Airtel, what's it called? Outstanding shares is about 3.7 billion. MTN is 20 billion. So tendencies are that the number of shares that is available for MTN, for people to be trading on is a lot more. And once that is the case, you understand economics 101, supply and demand.
Yes.
So these are also some things that are feeding it. If people look at WAPCO now, go and check WAPCO audited report for 2021. The Holcim Group, which is the company that acquired or Lafarge merged with, they own 83% of that shares. 83%. And then, as the owner, they are not likely going to be trading like you and I. So 83% of that shares is in their hand. What is available is just about 17%. And out of this 17%, some institutional buyers, like all these IBTC and all that. So it means that if there is any increase in earnings, that's why you quickly see that almost immediately they will be on full bid. They'll be on full bid. Meanwhile, you will see some other sectors like the banking sector. Their result will be good, but you hardly see that it's on full bid.
Yeah.
Never. With all the result Access Bank generated, with all the result Fidelity, you will never see that, it's on full bid. There's no share to sell. Never. And that is because the share outstanding is so enormous in the hands of people. It's very hard. So that's why companies like oil, companies like what's it called?
Nestle,
Presco, Nestle,
and
even this new one that is coming in now. Etana is gradually coming in. Etana Oil was acquired by the owner of Rain Oil. This old Rain Oil company just acquired 60%, of Etana Oil. And Rain Oil man is seen, I don't know, but this is just perception, and a few people I talk with in the industry, is seen as somebody who has managed his Rain Oil business well. He has had depots, he has built up business. Now he has bought into Etana Oil. First quarter earning per share for Etana Oil is 67 kobo. 67 kobo. If they maintain this at second quarter, that's already 1 naira 30 kobo for a stock that's going at 7 naira 20 kobo today. And remember that they have said based on that acquisition, they are doing an MTO at 13 naira 50 kobo, even though they are going to buy just 1.3 million shares. But if they hit a second quarter earnings that is like first quarter, I'm telling you, these shares will jump to that 13 naira, if not more. So these are some of the detailed things that people need to look out for, and read. And once you read them and you know them, it's going to drive, what's it called, performance. I just thought I should add this comment. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Ambrose.
Thank you very much.
Ambrose, I just want to shed light for this agricultural sector.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We are always carried away by that Okomo, Presco, they are agriculture. No doubt they are in the agriculture. But they are in just a bit of the agriculture. What is palm oil? Go and check the agricultural need of your house. How much of the palm oil do you need? So actually, yes, they are in the agriculture, but when you are looking at agriculture, you have to divest to look at the Guinness, the Nigerian breweries. They consume a lot of maize, and that escalates the price of the food, because maize also contribute in the baby food.
Okay.
So when you look at the like of Nestle food, they also contribute into this consumption of the real agricultural food. Then you keep on talking about the livestock. Livestock, partially you can say agriculture, but they are just like Presco. They are doing a bit of it. Yes, because they are producing chicken food, fish food, all these things. And you have forgotten that the capacity of livestock, we have more than 3 times of that capacity by Olam at a strategic location at Kaduna. And they are seriously giving them a top fight.
Okay.
So livestock is living for, yes. So livestock is living for survival. Well, Olam, they have ample money, they have the capacity, new machinery, and they can do and undo. Okay. And Olam is not quoted. So why, when you keep on emphasizing livestock, I see you are derailing what they are doing. Somebody who is doing better than them is already in the market. So you cannot, if you are looking for agriculture, look at even the flour mix. Because they are, what they are providing is a substitute to food. Yeah. So please, yes, Presco and Okomo is agriculture, but they are just doing a bit of it. I wish rice mills are in the system. Yeah. I wish other sectors that are into agriculture are in the system. That will have given us a balanced agriculture. Today, when you look at the percent of agriculture to GDP compared to the percent of agriculture to capitalization of the market, you see it's nothing to write home about. Yeah. So we still have a long way to go. So agriculture, yes, Okomo, Peresco, but they are not there. Secondly, even when you are looking at the two, you look at the future expansion. The future expansion of Peresco is, you cannot surmount it. They have invested 23 billion to increase their size. So even though you are comparing the two, it's just a matter of time that they are not comparable. Just like what Bytopom did. Once you invest into expansion, it gives you an edge over your competitors. And then forget that all of these are attributed by the foreign exchange. Today, dollar is almost exchanged at 600 naira per dollar. So it makes any importation to be more expensive. And because importation is more expensive, it makes people to look for locally produced. And because the demand for the locally produced is higher, they increase their revenue, they increase their profitability. So you have to take note of that. And this is what is reflecting for most of the manufacturing. The money market, if you look at the banking, you look at the insurance, they are not there because what they carry is local currency and there is no much benefit to it. And that is why you don't see the reflection. Somebody made mention that Lafarge control 83% of Lafarge. My question, what Bua control in Bua's men? What Dangote control in Dangote's men? They have the same trade. What you see in Lafarge is what you see in Bua is what you see in Dangote's men. So they are not different. And they are the same.
The only thing that Lafarge has already shoot themselves in the wrong leg. Today, Ashaka cement remain 1 million metric ton after being in production for over 30 years. Bua took Sokoto cement from 500,000 metric ton to 4 million in production, and they are expanding it to additional 3 million. Ambua went Adamawa scheduler to construct another 3 million metric ton. What will happen to Lafarge? It's just like what Dangote Cement did. The entire Ewekoro and Shagamu is less than 4 metric ton. Dangote went to Ebeji, the same location where the Lafarge is, and has a capacity of 6 million metric ton. So in the excess demand of this cement, you will see that all of these, they cannot even meet the local. Nobody exports cement because the local are in high demand. So the question is, so the question is that capacity is what matters.
Let me provide some clarifications on what you have said. First, on this cement industry. Today, Nigeria, the three key players in the cement industry, Dangote, Bua, and Lafarge, are producing far in excess of what the local industry require. That is my sector. I used to work for Lafarge, so I know what is happening there significantly. Yes, the point you also gave about the holding structure for the different companies is correct, that each of the companies and the owners have very high retention shareholding. We're only just saying that as a justification, that adds to the potential that could help drive Lafarge up, because those shares, just like in Boa and Dangote, are not as available as it should be. Yeah. For Ashaka, the sentiment that happened, Lafarge is a global company. Ashaka and Benue are owned today by Northerners. And regardless of the security situation that you have in the North, an average Northerner is not afraid. It's just like how you and I are here in Nigeria. There are some people who will not want to visit Nigeria because they think that everywhere they are killing people. But you and I that are here, we know that it's not as bad. Lafarge could not expand whatever it is that they're doing in Ashaka because of security situation, what's it called, around that axis. Yes, they've been able to do some investment, in terms of increasing Ashaka and Shagamu, but it's part of your business strategy. A company, there might be a leader in the company, no doubt, but you also see today Dangote is a leader and a clear leader in the industry. You know, he has a huge second car to the next person that is playing. But that doesn't mean that other people who are playing there are not very, very efficient. If you look at the efficiency, and then if you go to what's it called, Como and Presco, today they are the two most efficient company. Go and look at their gross margin. It's a sign of how much money is a company able to make from their sales. GTB used to be in that league, but GTB has fallen down today. Yeah. You know, has lagged behind. So this is another thing you see. You see a company, for somebody has shouted, oh, you see flour mill, they are making maybe up to 800 billion. In revenue, but their profit is not even up, net profit is not even up to 10%. That's inefficiency. But you see a company that will generate 37 billion, and then 15, they will make 11 or 12 billion, meaning that their net profit is about 30-35% of their revenue. Their gross profit is about 60. Today, any company you see that makes a gross profit above 50% is an excellent company in Nigeria. And for Como and Presco, you know, as an organization, their main customer is not even household. Household collect nothing up to 20% of their consumption. It is all this company. You know, oil is a major input into soap making and into a lot of things. So all these companies that are into, what's it called, Unilever and Nestle, that are into PZ, that make soap and all that, they are the key customers of all these Okumu and Presco. And because foreign exchange need is not allowing them, or scarcity is not allowing them to import, you know, where they used to get cheaper, they are all compared to buy locally. So this is part of what is driving the price. And not because Okomo, and yes, they are limited in terms of the agricultural variety. They basically just focus on oil and oil-related activity. But their customers is not household. You know, their main customers are industrial people who buy from them as inputs to their own production. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Since Alhaji is on the market on a platform today, I want him to please.
Hello, Mr. Ambrose.
I saw ASO Savings and Loans briefly. I saw ASO Savings and Loans publish their 2014 accounts. So I want to ask Alhaji, what are we expecting from ASO Savings, sir?
Well, unfortunately, Alhaji is off the line.
Okay.
But I just want to add to what Ray just mentioned, that the market for Presco. Okay, sorry, Alhaji Garba, just a minute. Kufi, just a minute. I just want to add to the fact that the one of the most viable products you see in the market today in terms of the widespread of consumption is Indomie. And you can remember that some people have bought Indomie off some other major producers in terms of consumable. Today, Dufil produces so much tonnage of noodles. Across this country, it is widely consumed. And for every pack of noodle that you see, there is a quantum of oil sold by either Okomu or Presco. So I just wanted to add that to what Ray said, that the major customers of these people are not just the household, but the PZs, the Unilever, and somebody like Dufil, in terms of, unfortunately, we have Olam and Co, but they are not in the market. Anybody who is not quoted in the market is not adding direct value to investors who are playing in the market. We can't buy their shares, we can't trade their shares, we can't participate in their dividend and whatever. So we keep trend with those that we have investments in, and we look at what they do, and then we look at what the bottom line is and the benefit for investors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Alhaji, there's a question for you on ASO Savings. Yeah. Hello?
Yes. You see, most of our shareholders are docile. What you're supposed to act, you don't act. I wrote to CBN, I wrote to SEC, challenging ASO Savings for holding all their accounts. You know, ASO Savings, they are part of the owner of Union Homes.
Yes.
So these are the problem. No MD, no director. If I ask you who is the MD of ASO Savings, you cannot tell me. Who are the legitimate director of ASO Savings, you cannot tell me. So issue of this nature, we reported them to the regulatory authority. And unless we start showing our right, we go nowhere. And this is what is happening. One person said that flour mill said that they are acquiring this and this. And now they're crossing this. Has any shareholder wrote to challenge them? How do you differentiate this and this? As long as you sit down, you just continue looking, they will shoot, they will just outsmart you. I don't believe the 4 naira 20 kobo is the right price.
Yes.
Because we are not the one that set it there. And if you take 4 naira 20 kobo times the quantity, you go to Oba, you say you are paying 5 naira, you will not agree. So, but as long as we'll keep quiet, we see since they will hurt us, will not do anything. Merisys has taken over the registrar's activity of First Bank. I challenge if anybody have seen any share be required from January to date. Have you complained? Have you written it to the regulatory authority? As long as we are docile in our activities, we'll continue to be heated about those kind of action and inactions, and which will be detriment to the minority shareholders. The so-called shareholder association you are seeing, they are not representing us. They are only representing their pocket. Unless you raise up, you go and see, most of them, they are praise singers. They praise the company even where they are not doing well. Come back to Lafarge. Look at the turnover of Lafarge. Look at their profit margin. Look at Bois. Look at their profit margin. You begin to ask, what is wrong with Lafarge? You have turnover, you have little profit. These people have turnover. Go and see the gross margin of Bois. You you begin to ask questions. Where are these people? And let me tell you, multinational are not ready to develop off. That is why Lafarge remain where Lafarge is. A Beji in Ogun State is bigger than the entire Lafarge. Why? Don't talk of even Obajana. Bua that went to Sokoto and increased it within this short period to 4 millimeter ton, went to Yola and now constructing 3 millimeter ton. And they are expanding. It's tell you that it's only we locally that we understand our trend and increase our capacity, not the multinational. The multinational, they come to milk up and declare little profit. Simple.
Thank you all. God bless you for your questions and your answers. I appreciate you. Let's quickly, our time is past, man. Let's look at the stock to position for the week, for the new week we are entering by God's grace, so that we can prepare for our trading. I believe that from all our discussion today, I believe our portfolio will not remain the same because we will do adjustment. I know, let us not allow the food trap to hold us. Let's take profit at when you don't be greedy. Okay, for this stock you are buying, when you buy a stock that is undervalued and price is going up, and it's going up, volume is going up, you are in the right position. Let's look at this following stock for this week. One, we're taking position in Dangote Sugar, Northern Nigeria Flour. I'm seeing a reversal in ROTP school. I don't trade this stock, but for those that trade, I don't trade this stock, and I won't recommend it, but I'm just letting you know if you're a trader in that stock, there's a reversal technically on that stock, and it seems good for those that I don't trade the stock, but I'm not recommending, just mention it for you to have an idea. And also, we're taking a position also in PZ and QTs. QTs has April as financial year end. We're expecting their unaudited account to be in the market before end of the month. May is the year end for PZ. PZ this month is their end. That means by next month, we're expecting the unaudited account for what? For the full year that ended in May. We have a first stock here. I've marked it one. Dangote Sugar, Northern Nigeria Flour May, QTs, if you are there, last week you are there, you can see your position. Then the next one there is what? Is PZ. These are the first stock for this week. PZ, QTs, Northern Nigeria Flour May, and Dangote Sugar. Thank you, and God bless you all. Please,
please, this Northern Nigeria Flour Mill is another bull trap. What do you think?
No, the Northern Nigeria Mill, they've announced that they are releasing their audited account this month of May, and it's audited, they're releasing. And you can see that their earnings has also improved. Look at their numbers. At 10 naira, they can touch 12 naira with the expectation of the earning, depending on what they are paid. They paid them last time. That's what they are going to be. For me, it's for trading. Once you enter, you are not waiting for the dividend, but dividend will help you to move the price up, and you can come out. Yeah. He said timing.
Last year, Northern Nigeria paid interim, and then they refused to pay at the end of the year. So I am very, very careful with Northern Nigeria.
Okay.
I am very, very careful. Interim, yes, but at the end of the year, be careful.
Okay.
Was the result good?
The result is good, no problem. They're looking at Dangote.
Sorry, what of Dangote Sugar? What is the justification, Dangote Sugar?
You can see that is why we are in this, like we're discussing about sector that usually can pass their earnings toward their cost toward to consumer. You can see that in Brazil today, they are not even doing they have an issue their sugarcane processing. That means internationally sugar price is going up, and that is a package where Dangote Sugar play. I see that this stock has potential to rally. That's why it's not only the result you are seeing. You have fundamental news that will influence the sector, and also we're seeing a pure technical rebound, positive technical as at yesterday. It's showing a good sign that it's going to rally because of technical. I tell you this way, I tell you in this house that you combine your fundamental and technical position. We don't just use one leg. Before I said I have started this talk that technically they are looking good. It is what will happen in the market that we don't know. But as we speak now, we are seeing a positive technicals on this. That's what I recommend it because we are traders.
Hello, Ambrose.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that Alaji is in the house,
this
is our friend.
Hold on, sir. Are you taking the stock? Dangote Sugar, Northern Nigeria Flour Mill, QTs, and PZ. These are the stocks. But if you have the time that trade ROTB school, there's a refund technical. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Okon. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, now that Alhaji is in the house, the Oando came out that they are going to publish their the 2019 results by end of April. Before end of April, they said no, that the result is not going to be looking good because of COVID factor and every other thing. But yet, they are still holding up releasing the results. Do we have any insight into it? And when they have not released 2019 results, what then will happen to the outstanding 2020, 2021, and the outstanding of 2022?
Okay. They have given us a timetable which stated that before the end of the June, they will release 2020, and before the end of August, they will release 2021. So take it this way. Let's assume 2019 is bad, 2020 is fair, but 2021 can be bad.
Yeah.
So a company that has 3 years outstanding account, give and take. If he did not give you dividend for 2019, 2020, he must give you for 2021.
Yeah.
And by the time they release these 3 consecutive results, the game will change and the price will change. It's just a matter of being patient. For me, whoever hold on to this time, I will say hold it for more. There is no way you have 3 years outstanding result without releasing them, and all the 3 years outstanding result will be bad. It cannot. And we all know the price of crude oil now. You are talking about $100.
Yes.
And they are into crude oil, and they are into gas, and all the other oil apart from PMS, they are at the market rate. Diesel, aviation, gas, kerosene, all these products are at the market rate, and they charge whatever they wish to charge. And go and watch all on the filling station. Do you know any on the filling station that is not selling? Even during scarcity, the answer is no. So for me, it's just a matter of being patient. We have been patient for long. Let us be patient. If 2019 is bad, maybe they want to release it immediately. They release it by 2020, and that will augment it. And don't forget, we still wait for 2021. Don't forget, most of the banks, they have released their result. Why Postbank did not release their result? And we are talking of quarter 1. Postbank has not yet released. These are indications that no, forget about the late comer. There is something which you don't know. And that is why the price is not going down.
Okay.
What's the thing, Alhaji? Please tell us what we don't know if you can.
I don't have insider information which I can tell you, but I can predict this. Okay. And I'm not surprised when they did.
My God.
It's like enlarging network is bad. Okay, it's back. Yeah, okay, it's back.
If the network shouldn't be bad now, or it shouldn't be bad.
Hello, sir. Are you back?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
I said that I don't expect any good for 2019, but I don't expect 2020 to be bad.
Okay.
Oando should be ashamed. Oando is using COVID. Oando is using COVID as an example, for 2019 report. 2019 has nothing to do with COVID. COVID started 2020. If they want to lie, they should know how to lie very well now. 2020 is COVID. Give us 2019 report ending 31st December 2019. You are saying COVID that started the next year. All right.
Alhaji, First Bank is off.
No, I said they have not released their result.
Yes.
Okay.
They have not released their first quarter. So they have something which you don't know. And therefore, because you don't know, the market is still holding them on speculation. Mm-hmm. And that is why you see the price is not going down.
Okay.
First Bank is a mafia shit. The people who have mafia, they are the banking mafia.
Good afternoon, Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all. God bless you. Appreciate
bless you,
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Mr. Ro, Mr. Ko, everybody in the house, thank you. Alaji, thank you. Appreciate you all. Mr. Adeleke, all of you in the house, I say thank you all. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, enjoy your weekend.
You too.
Same your way, Ambrose. God bless you. God bless you.
Ambrose, have a wonderful week. God bless
you.
you.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
We never do closing prayer.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I like that. Someone to pray for us to round up. Thank you very much. Yeah.
The one that reminded us to pray.
Yes. No, he prayed. He opened the prayer. Let somebody else pray. He opened the prayer.
Is led by the Spirit.
Pray somebody pray for us. Good one. I like that. Yes, I like the house.
Let us pray.
Yeah.
We pray in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Father, we thank you for protecting us from last week to this day. We reviewed and previewed. We pray that you grant us the wisdom, the right stocks, and make our portfolio to continue to grow. Ask all this through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Thank you all. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, Ambrose. Yeah. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambrose, my neighbor.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you.
Bless you and his family.
Yeah, thank you, ma. You too. Appreciate you all.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Enjoy your day.
Okay, sir.